Good morning, students. Once again, welcome back to your English grammar class. So, take out your grammar book and turn page number 77. Today, we are going to start a new chapter, and that is chapter 19. And the lesson name is Antonyms and Synonyms. Today's lesson topic is Antonyms and Synonyms. Okay, let's see. Antonyms and synonyms. Antonyms. A typical frog has tiny teeth. This typical frog has tiny teeth, small one. A wide mouth, but wide, big one mouth. A narrow body and long legs. Narrow, small. Okay, narrow. Very congested, like a congested. Okay, but a body, narrow body, but long legs. But that frog has a long legs. Okay, it may look weak in appearance, but on the contrary, its mouth is large enough to swallow its prey in one go. It may look weak, very sick. It may look no so small. Its appearance is very weak, small, but its mouth is very large that it can swallow its prey. It can swallow its food in one go. You, you have seen no how that frog will swallow its prey, its food like that. Okay, the frog's legs are strong and it needs to live every now and then. These frog legs are very strong because of these eat this frog jump from here to there. Okay, from every now and then. Leap means jump from one place to another. It jump because its leg is very strong, but it is the frog's short padded front leg that absorb the shock of landing. This you can see padded like a dog also have a padded legs, no? So like that only this frog also have a padded leg, padded front legs. These front legs they have padded. Okay, short but padded. Because of this, it helps to absorb the shock on landing. When that frog jump and land, that time this padded short padded front legs help. Okay, it should be noted that the frog is neckless. Frog has no neck like ours, no neck. Okay, neckless. Here is no neck, solid. Okay, it goes through various changes in its journey to adulthood. This frog goes through various changes in its journey, life journey, in its journey from small to when it will grow big, from small to till big. It goes various changes. Okay, like adult, from an egg to tadpole to a frog. First egg, it will become egg, then after that tadpole, after that frog, it became frog. But very different changes. Okay, did you notice the following words that way and the way they are used in the passage? Here it's asking you all, did you notice the following words? It's asking, did you notice the following words and the way they used in the passage? You have used no and the words in a red color. You can see tiny, wide, narrow, long, weak, strong, large, short, like this. No, it was used in the passage like tiny, large, small, large, opposite, long, short, opposite one, wide, narrow. Wide means big one, narrow, small. Weak, very weak, strong, very strong, like this. No, it was this, all these words are used in this paragraph. Let's see what is this. Let us take a closer look at these sets of words. Let us look closer at this set of words. This is a set of words, opposite words. Tiny, a tiny's opposite is a large. These are words that are opposite in meaning to each other. So these are the words which are opposite meaning, which are opposite in meaning to each other. Tiny is very small, large is very big. So these all words are that are opposite in the meaning. Long, very long, short, like that. Okay, these are called antonyms or opposites. These words we called this type of sets of words. This sets of words we call it antonyms or opposites. Antonyms or opposite. Antonyms, opposite. Using them in relation to each other bring out the differences in meaning more obviously. Using them in relation to each other, it brings out the differences in meaning more obviously. Okay, tiny, large, very different. No, tiny, large, very different, like that. Okay, these sets of words we call it antonyms, opposites or opposites. Okay, these are opposites. Example: rough, smooth. The bark of the old tree was rough. The bark of the old tree was very rough. The paint glided over the smooth surface of the wall. Smooth, very smooth surface of the wall. This word brings out the differences in the meaning. Brings differences in the meaning of sentences. Okay. In the given sentences, rough and smooth refer to the texture of particular things, highlighting the contrast because of the opposite meanings. Such words are examples of antonyms. So these in the given sentences, the bark of the tree is very rough. The paint glided over the smooth surface of the wall. In the given sentence, rough and smooth refers to the texture of the particular things. They both refer to the texture of the feel or the shape of the surface or the substances. Okay, texture means the feel. Your skin texture is like we will say no. Your skin texture is very smooth. If there are cracks, your smooth texture is very rough, like that. Texture means the feel or the shape of a surface or substances. Okay, refer to both the texture. These both words refers to the texture of a particular things, highlighting the contrast. Okay, contrast means opposite. Because of the opposite meaning, they have the opposite meaning. Because of that, they are highlighting the contrast. Okay, such words are the examples of antonyms. Such words are the example of antonyms. I hope you understood what is antonyms. Okay, opposite words, set of opposite words, it's called antonyms. Okay, which have the different meaning, opposite meaning. Okay, write sentence using the following. You have to write the sentences and you have to make the sentences by using the following. Large. Renu gave a large doll to her sister. Renu gave a large doll to her sister. Short. He gave a short answer to the question. He gave short answer to the question. Number 3, strong. Elephant is a strong animal. Number 4, narrow. Way to my house is narrow and rough. Way to my house is narrow and rough. Okay. Formation of antonyms. How it forms. Okay. Antonyms. How it forms. Antonyms are also formed by adding prefixes and suffixes. Okay. Suffixes. Okay. Antonyms are also formed by adding prefixes and suffixes. Okay, by adding prefixes and suffixes. Okay, suffixes. By using a prefix. Okay, prefix means added to the beginning of a word to modify its meaning. The prefix, in prefix we add the word or letters at the beginning of the words. At the beginning, you can see the car was parked illegally. You can see il is added in the beginning of the word illegally. The car was parked illegally using a prefix. Okay, this is called prefix. Number 2, one can never solve problems by illogically reasoning. Okay. Number 3, even though the government is making effort to educate people, there are still a large number of people who are illiterate in our country. Illiterate. You can see il added in the beginning of the words. In the beginning of the this il is added at the beginning of the word. Okay, to modify its meaning, to modify the meaning of this word. So by using a prefix we can form an antonyms. Okay, illegally, opposite. Legally, illegally, that one is opposite. Legally, illegally, by adding. Okay, by adding ir, by adding this ir. Okay, an irresponsible attitude creates problem. Responsible, irresponsible, antonyms. Okay, responsible, irresponsible. By adding ir prefixes we also can form antonyms. The bell rang after irregular intervals. Regular, irregular. If you got this ir regular, it becomes regular. Then if we add ir, irregular, antonyms. Number 3, the accident caused irreparable damage to the car. Irreparable. If we got ir, reparable. If you add ir, irreparable, antonyms, it become antonyms. Okay, like this by using. Now again by using a suffix, by using a suffix means added. Prefix is we add the letters in front of the word, or in suffix we add the letters or the word at in the end of the word, to modify its meaning, by using a suffix. The money can be usefully spent on new books. Usefully, you can see in the end of the word. What a useless waste of resources. Usefully, useless, less, antonyms. Okay. Number 2, we are hopeful about her winning the singing competition. They both went on for a seemingly hopeless quest to find their lost dog. Hopeless, hopeful, hopeless, antonyms words. Okay, by adding the suffix. Okay, at the end of the number 3rd example, you should be extremely careful while using sharp objects such as blades and knives. Careful. How can you be so careless about your health? Careless, careful, less. At the last, suffix, adding suffix. This is antonyms. By using number C, by using a word that is opposite in meaning. By using a like innocent, guilty. It is unfair to punish the innocent for something that they have not done. Innocent. The guilty expression on the face of the thief proved that he was lying. Guilty. This sets of words is antonyms. Okay, I hope you understood what is antonyms. Exercise: write one sentence for each using ir and il as prefixes. Sentences for each using ir and il as prefixes. Here you have to add ir or il and you have to make the sentences. Okay, we have to add here irrelevant, irrelevant, like this, irrational, irregular. By irrelevant, illegible, irrational, irregular. By using this, you have to make the sentences. By adding the prefixes, you have to make the sentences. Okay. By using this ir, by adding this from in front at the beginning of the word, is relevant, eligible, rational, regular. You have to add this one and you have to make the sentences. Okay. Now number B, write the antonyms of the words given below. This, then use the antonyms to write sentences. What you have to do, here is the word given, so you have to search the antonyms of that word and you have to make the sentences with that. Okay. Number 1, reward. Reward, antonym of reward is punish. Sentence, police will punish to those who break the rules. Okay. Coward. Number 2, coward. Brave. Antonym, coward. Antonym is brave. Sentence starts is a brave boy. Okay. Now we finish the antonyms. It is opposite word. Okay. Opposite in meaning. Okay. Now synonyms. Read the following story. There are a very narrow bridge over a river. There are very narrow bridge, very small congested bridge over a river. Okay. One day a goat was crossing this bridge. What happened? One day a goat, you know the goat, that goat was crossing that bridge. Just when he reached in the middle of the bridge, he met another goat. So what happened when that goat is crossing the road, and when that goat reached in the middle, that time only from another side another goat is also coming. They met at the middle of the bridge. There was no space for them to pass each other. There was no space because that bridge was very congested. Only one can pass from that bridge. Okay, because of that there was no space to pass both of them. Okay, go back, he said to the other goat. There is no space for both of us. So first goat told to that second goat, what that goat said, go back, there is no space for both of us. You go back first. I will pass the bridge. Then after that you can come. Why should I go? Said the other goat. Why did not you go back? Don't you go back? Then what another goat said? Why should I go back? Why I have to go back? You can go. If you want, you go. You go. You can't go back. Why you are telling me? They are quarreling with each other. You must go back, said the first goat. Because I am stronger than you. First goat, what first goat told to that another second goat? You go. You must go. I am stronger than you, because of that you must go. You are not mightier than me, said the second goat. Again the second one is, I am mightier, I am great than you. You just go. We will see about that, said the first goat, and he lowered his horns to halt the other goat. So then when second goat told that I am the greater, then the first goat said to that second goat, we will see that about that, who is the mightier. Okay, we will see, let's fight. Then to fight the first goat lowered his horn to halt the other goat, to fight with the other goat. Stop, said the second goat. Then second goat told to the first goat, stop. If you fight, we shall both fall into the river and drown. So for a second one told to that first one, when that first goat was ready to fight with second one, so second one told that first goat, stop. If we fight, we both shall fall into the river and we may die, drown. Okay. Instead, I have a solution. Instead of fighting, I have a solution. See, I shall lie down and you may cross over me. That second one was telling, let's not fight. If you fight, we shall both fall into the river and drown and die. Instead of that I have a solution. First I will lie down, then you cross over me. You can cross over me. The wise goat lay down on the bridge, and the other goat walked lightly over him. They passed each other and went on their ways. So, that second one is wise goat, very intelligent goat. That goat lie down on the bridge, and the other one lightly walked over him and passed each other and went on their ways. And they passed with each other and they went on their ways. Okay. Now, some words are highlighted in the above story. These are middle, stronger, halt, and solution. Some words are highlighted, written in the red one. So these are middle, strong, halt, and solution. Okay, these are the highlighted words in the above passage, above story. Read the story again. Notice the highlighted words in this version. You have to here is another story. You have to read this one, and again you have to see the words highlighted in this passage. Okay, in this story. There was a very narrow bridge over the river. One day a goat was crossing this bridge. In the center of the bridge, she met another goat. So same. No? One day, one goat was passing through the bridge, and in the middle he met another goat. Then there was no space because the bridge was very narrow, very congested. Then they started fighting. Then stop, answer, said the goat, and they have an answer to the problem. And that wise goat, second goat, wise goat, say to that, I have an answer to that problem. You can lie down on the I will lie down on the cross, then you can walk over me, and we will go our own. That one, no? Now, did you notice the change? Did you notice the change? You can see, no, at the center, middle. In our first passage, we have seen in this instead of this word middle, but here it's a center. In this answer, word answer, instead of answer, we saw the solution, word solution. No, then here more powerful, mightier, stop, halt, 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 stop, mightier, more powerful. Okay, like that. No, let's see. We replace the words in bold of the first passage with words of nearly the same meaning. We replaced. So we replace the word in the bold of the first passage. Now whatever was written in the red color in the first passage, that word only was changed, replaced with another word, but with the same meaning, nearly the same meaning. We replace solution with answer, solution. So with solution we replace with answer, middle we replace with center, stronger we replace with more powerful, halt we replace with stop. So you will notice that words in the first passage mean the same as the colored words of the second passage. So in the first passage also that word in a colorful, in a red color, had a same meaning. So in the second passage also, whatever we used, we replace the word that also the same meaning. Such words are called synonyms. Okay, such words are called synonyms. The word which are same meaning, which have same meaning, that word we call synonyms. Okay, in the other words, word that has the same or a nearly similar meaning, so to that of other word, is called a synonyms. Okay, synonym. So in the other word, a word that has a similar, same or a nearly similar meaning, that of the other word, it is called synonym. Okay, example. Members of the Republic joined in contributing for a social cause. Read the sentences again. Members of the Republic united to contribute for a social cause. Joined and united has a same meaning. Okay, similar meaning. Did you notice that joined was replaced by united as it conveyed the same meaning? This joined is replaced by united, but it conveyed the same meaning. Okay, both have the same meaning. Number 2, living in the city is more expensive than living in a village. Living in the city is more expensive than living in a village. So we can replace expensive with its synonym costly. Read the sentences again. Living in the city is more costly than living in a village. So here expensive is replaced by the costly, by the word costly. Using a synonym add variety and makes the language more interesting. By using these synonyms add variety and makes the language more interesting. Okay, more interesting. It is particularly interesting to compare the two versions. We can rewrite these sentences as it is particularly interesting to compare the. It is particularly fascinating to compare the two versions. You can see here in this sentence, interesting is replaced by fascinating, but the same meaning. This kind of two words but have the similar or the same meaning, we call that words synonyms. Okay. Find the meanings of the following words with the help of dictionary, then use the words to write sentence. Introduce. Rina introduced us with the manager. Famous. Arjit Singh is a very famous singer. Connect. The village is connected with our town by a bridge. We have to do that question. Choose and write word from the box that has a similar meaning to each other. Similar meaning. Here is a box. In the box there was a word which was similar meaning of the given words. Okay, noticeable, visible. Purpose, aim, overlook, ignore, humorous, funny, greet, welcome, roam, wander, teacher, tutor, oily, grocery. Okay, you can write this, you can do this one. Read the given paragraph. Mr. and Mr. Srivastava purchased a house far from the center of the city. Luckily for them, the location was good and even their neighbors were supportive and understanding. The calm atmosphere was a relief from their last locality, which was very crowded. We can also write this paragraph as Mr. and Mr. Srivastava bought a house distance from the heart of the city. Fortunately from them, the location was good and even their neighbors were supportive and understanding. The peaceful atmosphere was a relief from their last locality while was overpopulated. In other words, we can use synonyms to say the same things in a different way. Now, other word we can use the synonyms to say the same thing in different way. Okay, they can be used to avoid repetition of the same word in paragraph, stories, and conversation. These synonyms words we use to avoid the repetition of the same words in the paragraph, stories, or the conversation. Okay, you can use differently. Write sentences of your own using the synonyms of the words in the color. So the words which was in red color, you have to change, you have to replace with this with synonyms. Okay, there are many cobwebs on the ceiling, you should clean them up immediately. There are many cobwebs on the roof, instead of ceiling we use roof. Replace this ceiling is replaced by roof. And second, the lady was standing patiently in the queue waiting for her turn to come. The woman was standing, woman replaced, this lady was replaced by woman was standing patiently in the queue waiting for her turn to come. Number 3, the educator taught the student the importance of the time. The teacher, this educator is replaced by a teacher. Synonyms were taught the student the importance of the time. Okay. So you can see from in this paragraph only purchase. This purchase is replaced by the bought. Far is replaced by the distance. Center is replaced by the heart. Luckily is replaced by the fortunately. Calm is replaced by the peaceful, and crowded is replaced by the overpopulated. These all are the synonyms word. Okay. Number quick summary, an antonym is a word that means the opposite of the another word. Antonyms is a word that means the opposite of another word.